Okay, so that's video number 2. I'm not in the picture, so this is burned the cylinder. Sometimes there's writing on these. I should send this off for the inner parts to, because Inventors 3 has one of these. I should send him the inner parts in here. Let's see if we can get his going pretty good. So we got up here back to the scope. Explained how it kind of works. You have a 1 volt, quarter of a volt, up to 12 volt spikes. Very fast moving. Measuring the freak RF coming off these things, which you can do. That's what happens when I touch it. Seems to pressure. So those cracks you heard, snaps, was basically a car outside. Somebody came back. You hear the ignition start and stop. No sensitive receivers. I can pick up cars and everything else. So I'll be using it for earthquake activity. Also with a scope, you can hook in a chart recorder and get a hard copy if you want of different things that I can be monitoring here. Good old vintage stuff. You can send radio waves through the earth too and measure stuff. Have you ever heard of that one? Probably not. My partner a long time ago, George, this case made such a thing to pick up oil deposits. He made money with it. It was not that accurate, but come and go. We worked together, but he was a little crazy. With proper gear, you can find oil deposits and other deposits. Look up Pinnacle Oil International or George Lissa case. There's a whole huge court case with George Lissa case, myself and Alexander Sharashevsky, who I'm still in contact with, over the lab and all that stuff. I got the whole thing on paper. He was a lawyer, Thomas Hutchison and Kowalski and Company. You can check it out on the internet and find all the good information on this stuff. Make your own oil detector. It's called a field stress detector. Okay. Much like, kind of like this stuff here, right? Hello? So to make these to work, which I did do a number of times, my clients were very happy, but they could never find secondary money to make them. Get them made. I got all the lab reports in this from Kyoto Institute of Technology, X-rays, and where somebody could fudge it, by sticking this thing full of batteries and make a claim they got a free energy machine, kind of nonsense like people like doing. The other trick they like to use is a diathermy machine under their little apparatus. Usually sitting on a table. They use radio waves to make it look like it's working. It's another trick though. the free energy gangsters like to use. But also, that's their problem that way. This is an interesting transducer, let's say. If you power it with several hundred or several thousand watts of feedback loop in it, you get interesting results that are pretty impressive. Simple. Some of these that used to, as I mentioned before, had markings on it. I'm not sure if this could be a prototype sonar system. Could have been. Although all the warships I worked on, I didn't encounter these things. I encountered wafers in what they call crystal ovens. Keep the temperature exactly the same. You don't deviate from it, and you get interesting results. So if you're in a surplus store, look for a crystal oven. What the ones I found on the Navy ships were maybe 5 inches in diameter by a foot long. So I cut it open and pulled out all the wafers and made my own kind of system with one of these a long time ago, and it worked pretty good. Well, because I studied mechanical filters and all that stuff a long time ago in the 70s and 60s. I read about this stuff a long time ago. So vintage has its privileges. And if you want to make stuff happen, I think you should study vintage. Not talked about any of this stuff much anymore. So I'm going to touch this. Look at that. Off the chart. How many volts are you now? 10? 10. And it drops down. So it needs a micrometer type device on top and replace the missing wafers. It'd be like brand new, I suppose, if I want to be bothered with that thing again. The other way is make the dirt cheap batteries, you know. It's just, for me, I have no interest in it. I really don't have interest in this stuff much anymore, but oh well. Around, because I'm eating something too. Guess I better go. What else can I talk about? Prison princess on reality. I get comments like, they always say they got to me, you know, when the truth comes out, it's just they can't face truth or reality. Reality denied. You're the stupidest people out there. Especially when it comes to 9/11, they're real idiots. One comment was, oh, there were the 90th floor in the World Trade Center. Some art students were doing something outside on the window. I don't think you can get outside the window. And the room is packed full of fuses, remote fuses. That's one comment I got from a mentally ill idiot out there. So, the other one. These kind of people, I just block them or delete them. Ignorant, fat, overbearing idiots, you know. Mentally disturbed, really. Anyway, I should go. That's kind of cool. Let me just do one more little touch on the wafers assembly. Whoop, I cracked one again. Cracked the wafer again. They're very thin, by the way. It didn't like being cracked. Hmm. This mostly is used now for detection of unusual energies in the oracle room, and it works. Something's going on, so anyway, another story for another day. Gotta go.